Spring is here. The bees and springtime plants are starting to emerge, the sun is shining, and my garden is an absolute mess. But it's a beautiful day outside, so let's go touch some dirt and give the garden some much needed TLC. So first, we're starting with this bed on the edge of the main garden. And it's a doozy. Weeds have taken over this whole space so densely that you can barely tell where the yard ends and where the garden begins. So you know what that means. It's time for a little weeding time lapse. Once this bed is pretty much clear of weeds, I'm giving the soil a little extra boost with the top dressing of compost. Now I'm actually not planning on planting in here for another 2 weeks or so even though I just tidied up this bed, I'm gonna make it a little messy again and cover this whole bed with dried leaves again because soil doesn't like being naked. We want to keep that soil healthy and covered until it's time to put roots back in the ground. So this bed is done, but I think for these beds, I'm gonna do cardboard and smother. Time to move some things around so we can cover the rest of the space in cardboard. I was going to weed everything, but I decided I am going to do this for most of the rest of the garden because it's gotten so unbelievably out of hand, and I'm hoping it will make the process of getting rid of these weeds a little easier. You can see just how bad the weeds are here and why I really don't want to spend hours getting rid of them by weeding by hand. Now the stuff is out of the way and it's time to grab our cardboard. To be honest, I don't totally know how effective this is going to be or if we're going to have time to wait for this to fully kill all the weeds. We've done this before when starting new beds, but we're usually layering 3+ inches of compost on top of that, so it's a little bit different. It's also an option to cover with clear plastic to solarize weeds, but we bought a couch a few months ago, and so we have a ton of these huge cardboard boxes, so we're just going to use what we have to deprive the weeds of light and see how it goes. Even if it doesn't totally get rid of them, I'm hoping it will weaken them enough that they'll be easier to remove by the time I'm ready to plant in here. Many, many, many trips to the shed later, we've laid out all the cardboard we have, and it's time to weigh it down. Now we just give it time, cross our fingers, and hope this helps us conquer the chaos in this garden. We've made some progress in the garden, so we're moving on to tackling some of the messiness in the rest of the yard. We made the rounds, picking up trash, branches, and pieces of lumber that were still left in the yard from last year's projects. One of these years, I'll get the hang of tidying as we go, but we're usually so tired from finishing whatever insane thing we're doing that cleanup doesn't get perfectly done right away. But that's what spring cleaning is for, right?
Yesterday, there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise. And now, there's something in the air, and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything within. Oh, dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other. Beyond gravel, beyond all. Hand in hand, building castles out of sand, reaching for the grand. As willows align, we lose track of time. Head up high, now we climb. Dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other.
Finally, I'm making a place for these logs that we inoculated with shiitake mushroom plugs. These have been living in the garage, protected from cold for the first month or so, but now it's time to find them an outdoor home.
As we go, I wouldn't want it any other way.
There's still a never-ending amount to do, but after a day in the garden, things are just a little less messy and one step closer to a wonderful 2026 garden. Thanks for joining me in the garden today, friends. Hit subscribe to watch my 2026 garden grow. Until next time.
Agents of